Hello and welcome to Riyadh. It's match night 6 of AFC Champions League Elite West Zone. It's Al Nassr versus Al Sadd here at the King Saud University Stadium tonight. 4 wins for Al Nassr. They have already progressed through to the round of 16, third place in the table. Currently, Al Sadd will virtually seal their ticket through too with a win. So plenty at stake here between two informed teams whose respective challenges for AFC Champions League glory overall have to be respected. It's 14 degrees here in the Saudi capital tonight, where a unique rivalry is rekindled. These two meet for the 9th time at the elite stage since 2002, and for the first time since the 2021 group stages, when Al Nassr won both matches en route to the semi-finals, where they were dumped out by city rivals and eventual winners Al Hilal. Whilst Al Hilal are the competition's most successful club with 4 titles, Al Nassr have never won it, and it's a source of the constant poor relations they feel towards their cross-city rivals in Riyadh. The closest Al Nassr game was reaching the final in 1995, in the days when this competition was called the Asian Clubs Championship, but they were beaten by Ilhwa Chunma of Korea. And it's one edge Al Sadd do have over their opponents tonight, because the Qatari Giants have twice been crowned champions of Asia, in 1989 and 2011. Our teams are ready in the tunnel then, channeling this nervous energy. The need is greater then for Al Sadd at Al Nassr, without Cristiano Ronaldo tonight, by the way. He's put a couple of shifts in over the last couple of matches. The win over Al Harafa last week, he scored 2, and then followed up with a brace in the SPL at the weekend against Damak, so drops out of the starting team tonight. The Saudi clubs are 1, 2 and 3 in the West Region table after the 5 matches played. Al Ahly lead the way, maximum points, 15 points, played 5, won 5. Then it's Al Hilal, played 5, won 4, drawn 1, 13 points. Al Nassr the same, 4 wins and a draw, 13 points. Those two clubs, Al Hilal and Al Nassr, 3 points ahead of Al Wasl, who are in 4th place at the moment, the Dubai team. Then it's Al Sadd, 9 points, 2 wins, 3 draws. Al Rayyan and Al Harafa, the other 2 Qatari teams, above the cut line at the moment. Remember, it's top 8 that go through, and the teams in positions 9, 10, 11 and 12 will drop out there. A continental dream will be over for the season, and the sides set to fall through the trapdoor at the moment. Persepolis, Paktakor, Al Shorta and Al Ain, the last match night of the year in this competition, and of course we'll have 2 in February as well, as the last 16 places are confirmed in the West and the East zones in this rebooted competition for Asia's top football clubs. Splendid stadium here, Al Awal Park at the King Saud University complex in Riyadh. We know about the investment, we know about the expectations that surround the Saudi clubs, and with the centralised end stages of this competition, quarter-finals onwards, will all be played in Saudi. It's difficult to look past the Saudi teams, isn't it, when you come to sort of a fine-tooth comb over who exactly is going to go on and be crowned the inaugural winners of the AFC Champions League Elite competition. Not required tonight, but he's done his bit, certainly in this competition thus far. Missed the first match they played, the The draw in Baghdad with Al Shorter. But goals have followed for Ronaldo against Al Rayyan and Al Ain in that brace against Al Kharafa last week. They all want the snap, and no wonder. Nine in 11, by the way, in the league for Ronaldo for Al Nassr thus far this season. Played nearly 60 matches for them now in the league. 58 appearances, 58 goals. There's been no let up in the extraordinary scoring feats of Cristiano Ronaldo. But Al Nassr have strength elsewhere, and they will have to focus on that strength elsewhere tonight as our teams come out onto the pitch. It's another instalment of Saudi-Qatari rivalry. Both of tonight's teams played matches against sides from the same countries last week. Al Nassr with that 3-1 win at Al Kharafa, and Al Sadd drawing at home with Al Hilal. Given Al Nassr have already beaten Al Rayyan here 2-1 on match night 2. Stefano Pioli's team are looking for a home sweep of victories against Qatari sides in this year's AFC Champions League Elite. Al Sadd, for their part, will play Al Ahly in the new year. Tonight is their second assignment against Saudi opposition. So Anderson Talisca then shoulders the attacking burden tonight. Already has a brace against Al Ain, 5-1. The win here for Al Nassr in that match against the reigning champions, but the outgoing, it seems at the moment, the champions of this competition from the Emirates, Al Ain. Talisca with 6 goals, also in 9 starts in the league in the absence of Ronaldo. Elsewhere, there are 4 other changes to the same team that started both the Al Kharafa match and that win over Damak in the SPL. 3 of them at the back, Ali Lajami and Aymeric Laporte in the middle. The Spaniard having shaken off the knock picked up on international duty recently, and Salam Al-Naji for Nawaf Bouchal at left back. Well, the teams are kept separate in the West and East zones in the AFC Champions League Elite, but that's not the case with the officials, who tonight are from Japan, led by 38-year-old Yusuke Araki, who was in Baghdad last week for Al Shorter Al Wasl. He also took charge of Al Sadd's 1-0 win over Persepolis on match night 3. The Al Sadd starting 11 shows just 1 change from the team that drew with Al Hilal a week ago. Otavio, a goal-scoring substitute who saved the point in that match, starts tonight. Yusuf Abdurrazak is the player who makes way, dropping to the bench. It's a new formation every week, pretty much, for Felix Sanchez's Al Sadd team. I wonder if it's going to be a back 3 tonight, with Sabio and Yusuf Attal, the Algerian, as the wing backs. All set here for another big occasion in AFC Champions League Elite. Stefano Pioli installed as the new coach for Al Nassr. Hierarchy weren't too impressed with that 1-1 draw with Al Shorter in Baghdad on match night 1. So the Italian, the former Milan coach, is the man in charge now, charged with this push to glory. It's so far so good in this competition, a perfect record. The 4 matches they've played under his tutelage since he took over. We are underway. Al Nassr versus Al Sadd. Saudi Arabia versus Qatar here in Riyadh. Matchday 6 of AFC Champions League Elite in the West Zone. Al Nassr through already. Al Sadd would be virtually sure of joining them in the last 16 by avoiding defeat in this one. Al Nassr in familiar yellow. It's 13 years now since Al Zain, the boss, as Al Sadd are known, won the second of its 2 Asian clubs champions titles. They're the only Qatari club to win the continent's top club honour. And the list of Saudi Arabia's 6 AFC club titles delivered by 2 clubs does not include Al Nassr. Al Hilal with 4, and the Jeddah Giants, Al Ittihad with 2. Al Nassr want to get themselves in that elite bracket. And a little bit of wriggle room at the end of the group, with progression already assured after the draw with Al Shorta, 2-1 win over Al Rayyan, 1-0 win in Estiglal, beat Al Ain 5-1, then away in Qatar last week, Al Harafa. An early chance to use Sadio Mane, who's an ever-present in this AFC Champions League Elite team for Al Nassr, former Liverpool and Bayern Munich star. Al Hanam here wearing 2, the right-sided fullback, scored the opening goal of the competition for Al Nassr, gave them the lead against Al Shorta, match night 1, before timidity overtook them really, and that performance petered out. An early ball here with Al Nassr. Angelo Gabriel, part of the 3 that will play behind Anderson Talisca tonight. Sultan Al Hanam once again getting forward. There's Anderson Talisca, first strike on goal. His right boot at it. Certainly dangerous, and a clear sight at goal. He's lashed it across, up and over. 4th year in Riyadh for Anderson Talisca, but he effectively is the backup for Ronaldo, the way things are looking for them. Start tonight in this competition since the Al Ain match, and they were absolutely rampant here. Talisca on target twice in that match. Ronaldo got a goal, the substitute Wesley plus an own goal that night, as Al Ain absolutely destroyed and struggling so much, of course, the reigning champions of this competition. It's fascinating, isn't it, to see big reputations being trounced. They've got the double winners in Korea and rock bottom of the Eastern Zone as well. The tournament debutants Gwangju going great guns there, and challenging Vissel Kobe. They're just on the verge of another Japanese title, by the way. On top of the Eastern Zone group, the Japanese team. But it's all going to be a fascinating denouement to this competition when we return here to Saudi for the closing stages. It's Afif, a legendary Qatari striker, 116 caps for Akram Afif. He leads the line for Al Sadd tonight. Kharib there, starting on the left-hand side. Felix Sanchez was in charge of Qatar's home World Cup campaign a couple of years ago now. It didn't end too well, that, did it? But Al Sadd replaced Bruno Pinheiro with the Spaniard. And progression looks likely. sufficient opportunity to recover if you have a couple of poor results. Now the super group essentially stage has been introduced here. We've gone to the old 4-team groups in the preliminary phase of this competition. They'll not want to rely on having to get results over the next 2 match days in February. Yeah, a little bit of belligerence there from Brozovic, the now retired Croatian international, but another of the big names lured to Saudi. International career ended on 99 caps after the Euro. Yeah, ball had just carried out there, far side. Vastly experienced coach Stefano Pioli, and it's a big deal actually that he has been lured here to Riyadh to take up the reins. 59 from Parma, and terrific experience in Syria. We're attacking here with Al Kibari. Al Nassr, it wasn't the best ball across from him. Stefano Pioli steered Milan to the Serie A title in 2022. As a player, he won it as well with Juventus in the mid-80s. European Cup winner as well in 1985. Stefano Pioli. Neither team has properly got control of this match yet. Michel tried that little flick. Rushing player Ottavio there. There's actually 2 Ottavios in play, so to speak, tonight, as well as the wide attacker for Al Sadd, who's coming to the team tonight, Ottavio Edmilson, the Portuguese international midfielder, is on the bench for Al Nassr. Yeah, just a rather steady pace here from the home team. There's a lot of technical ability in there. They've gone big with the funds of the Public Investment Authority in Saudi, looking to get to the top, not only of the domestic championship, but the top of the continent. That's the one they want. Just deemed that he didn't quite have the magic touch. Luis Castro, the coach who started the season, the proven experience, winning Serie A, no mean feat. Getting in amongst the Juventus dominance is something that was recognised by the Al Nassr hierarchies. That's Brozovic, Al Hanam. One of 11 players out there, Sultan Al Hanam, who was on the international duty last month. Al Hanam again. Brozovic getting well forward. Marcelo Brozovic. It's Tariq Salman there. From the core of the Qatari national team, Al Sadd. Salman. Bersham, Mohamed Ward, who played the recent internationals, Akram Afif too. Brozovic, there's a little bit of room here, and the pass is too heavy for Sadio Mane. Yeah, nice situation there for Al Nassr, but the pass is not quite landing in the early stages here. Ten and a half minutes gone. Al Nassr 0, Al Sadd 0. That's Atal. Akram Afif, instantly recognisable. 116 caps for Qatar. Afif. Here's Otavio. Mershal. That's given Cristo Gonzalez plenty to do. The Tenerife-born player, attacking midfielder for Al Sadd. One of the newcomers as well. Here's Abdullah Al-Kabari. He tends to be one of those two sitting midfielders, Al-Kabari, with Brozovic. More defensively minded, giving Brozovic licence to plough a little bit further forward, the Croatian. Ali Lajami. Solid unit at the back there, Lajami alongside Aymeric Laporte, who was a doubt through injury for tonight. Came back not fully fit from international duty, played Spain in the win over Denmark, Copenhagen, in Nations League action. Here's Ilhanam Al-Kibari. Here is Aymeric Laporte. Elhanam. Angelo. The ball in, not quite to the quality needed there. Laporte once more. Marinaji. There goes Talisca. A late challenge is going to yield a free kick here. You're in a decent situation anyway there, Al Nassr. It's a little bit of a tangle. It seemed to be rather unnecessary. Salam Al-Naji, player turfed over. Free kick here for Al Nassr. Pack of yellow shirts to aim at. There's a flick on, or at least attempted flick on there from Brozovic. That was a loose attempt by Al-Kabari. The final shake-up, Al-Naji still has it. Got the wide player, and then the cross. Kind of missed everyone. Naji then miscued completely, and so too Lajami. Where's the goalkeeper? Oh, he's all over the place there, as are Al-Sad. To a unit at the back there. You expected Elisa Bersham to come and be a little bit more aggressive there in trying to claim that. Funny one, because the loft up and over, everyone leaves it for everyone else here, and then when that happens, no one takes control. Brozovic spied the chance. And Brozovic just gets himself in the way of Bersham there. Mane couldn't lunge in and turn it into a proper chance. Well played, Brozovic, just correctly guessing that everyone was going to leave that, just to drop through for the goalkeeper. Al Nassr just establishing control now. Angelo back to Al Halam. Oh, Brozovic has given that away. That's a terrible ball. Great chance. And that's a wonderful chance miss. You credit the goalkeeper there, Bento, but Cristo Gonzalez, well, and Al-Sad will know that there might not be too many opportunities like that they have here in Riyadh tonight. And Al Nassr has suddenly spurred into action themselves. Across for Talisca. It's off the upright. Another opportunity maybe for Talisca, who tried to clip it up and over. And wonderful chances at either end there. Bookending that move. First, a terrible mistake by Brozovic, gifted the chance to Gonzalez. And then Mane finds Talisca, who's a little bit unlucky. Kicked it into the ground, up and over, and Bersham was well beaten there. Still the danger is on, but what a chance at the other end as well. And Cristo Gonzalez, here's the corner. Nobody committing. Nagy with a header. Dribbles out of play. Well, Bento, the goalkeeper here for Al Nassr, Brozovic, do you know what? He's looking across there and still plays it anyway. And Cristo Roman Gonzalez, who's fresh in this season to Al-Sad, really should have been scoring there, but okay, you doff your cap there to Bento Mateus, who is a Brazil international. 2 caps back in March at Wembley against England, and then a 3-3 draw with Spain. Pulls off the save. Yeah, another foul, which will enable Al-Sad to clear through a free kick here, and then from open play. Clear and obvious strip on Paulo Otavio. Working it out of the back a little bit more successfully than Brozovic managed at the other end. Nicely done by Yusuf Attal. Contributes to the cosmopolitan nature of tonight's match. Here come Al-Sad again, and Al Nassr just looking a little bit porous. So Tavio running into that inside left channel. There's been a foul here on Afif by the looks of things. Oh, yeah. Brozovic just goes in between, doesn't he? And the trailing leg has been able to stop the thief, stone dead there. And Brozovic in the thick of things, and not always in the most positive way for Al Nassr here. Get nothing for it. And that's it. We'll try and build again. Mane is just helped out by the quality of the pass there. To overstretch. And safely back to Bersham. Rabiat. Here's Otavio. Brozovic heading him off there. Mohamed Wad. High line here from Al Nassr. There's Afif. Afif again. Mohamed Camara, the Mali international. Heavy pass, which asked too much of Otavio. Angelo. Al Hanam. Angelo again. Abdullah Al-Kibari. Laporte. Yeah, just ran out of ideas a little bit there. The loose touch from Meshal means there's a second face chance here for Al Nassr. And it's Angelo now. There's Al Hanam with a cross that's very tempting towards the far post. Sadio Mane threw himself at it and has missed that only by a whisker. It's a good ball there. Well, they just switched off, didn't they, at the back there, Al Sadd? Tariq Salman, yeah, he will feel that's maybe a little bit of a let-off, actually. Good ball, though. Should never have been given the chance to get that second ball across. I don't think there. Al Nassr. Room now for Otavio for Al Sadd. Camera. Finding Yusuf Attal. Put out by Salam Al-Naji. Brozovic tries to get busy again defensively. Past the midway point in the first half here in Riyadh. Al Nassr 0, Al Sadd 0 is the score. Afif. Shooting chance from range. I think it was on its way for Roman Saiz. Moroccan defender. There's a sprinkling of African internationals out there. Saiz of Morocco, got Mane, of course, of Senegal. Camara of Mali. Yusuf Attal as well. Algerian full international. Another injury stoppage incoming here. Salam Al Naji just needs that bit of attention. Well, this was the attempt from Saiz. A well struck effort, really. That's way. It's they brought the defender back on his heels, but no harm done, I don't think. Ultimately. Lost just the once all season, Al Nassr. That's why some might feel it's a little bit harsh that Luis Castro was relieved. Didn't have the best start to the campaign, with 3 draws in their first 4. But Stefano Pioli won his first 6 since taking over. We've got Angelo in behind here. To try and get it back to Talisca. Here's Brozovic, thought better lining up the shot, brings in Sultan Al Hanam now. A nudge back, and then Al Kabari dispossessed. Afif can't help it on. Brozovic tries to find Mane, nothing doing. Bit of a chance to hold the ball up and get a runner from deep here in Cristo Gonzalez for Al Sadd. Runs into a little bit too much traffic. So with their best chance thus far, Cristo Gonzalez, it was Attal running from deep. The Algerian, one defeat under Pioli. Al Nassr suffered here on the 22nd of November against Al Qadisiyah. Followed up with those back-to-back wins against Al Harafa and Damak. Currently find themselves 4th in the SPL. The way the domestic championship is shaping up this season in Saudi. Effort swung wide near post there by Angelo Gabriel. Al Ittihad atop, and we've actually got 8 points on Al Nassr at the moment after 12 played. Al Sadd unbeaten in 9 all told, but the winning run, 6 in a row between the end of September and the end of October, stunted with 2 draws in the last 3. The Al Wasl result in this competition, and then Al Hilal at home in between. They did win at Al Khor 5-2 in the QSL. 10 matches played domestically. Al Sadd currently 2nd, 4 points behind Al Dahail. Mane furthest forward here, but Basham will deal with it. Al Kabari, and again Abdullah Al Kabari. There's Brozovic, going to use Sultan Al Hanam here, always available. Forward thinking fullback Sultan Al Hanam. Talisca. Rather telegraph pass through. Afif though can't latch onto that ball again. That was rather given away, obviously, the intentions there of the pass from Mohamed Kamara. And we've got Al Naji and Brozovic again. Al Kabari, Al Hanam. Laporte. So all a bit congested. Couldn't keep it going. So Afif with a chance to run at Al Nassr. He'll wait for support. Gonzalez comes up in support, but Afif wants to go it alone. Well, he wants the corner. He feels that they're taking a nick there off the challenging defender. Just another reminder of the dangers posed by Akram Afif, forever the national hero. Even before that hat-trick of penalties in the AFC Asian Cup final back at the start of the year, he was top scorer in that competition on home soil as well, with 8 goals. Afif, a sensational win for Qatar. Saudis were most upset and underwhelmed by their performance. A round of 16 exit, penalties to the Koreans. Saudi Arabia, by the way, will host the next AFC Asian Cup in 2027. Looking for a first win in that competition since 1996 in the United Arab Emirates. There's no doubt about it that Saudi football is where it's all happening, in the AFC zone. And of course, final stages of this competition going to the country as well. And look at the record of the combined Saudi teams thus far in this West zone. There are 3 clubs, 15 games played, all told 13-1, 2 drawn and no defeats, 41 goals scored and just 13 conceded. Not the best ball there, I'm afraid, by Otavio. Nassr gifted the possession back. Here's Aymeric Laporte. Mane tries to help it on. El Hanam. Talisca. The approach switched. Runners forward here. Left hand side, Sonny Naji. Nothing doing. Al Sadd keeping their hosts at bay here. Felix Sanchez, Barcelona born, is 48 now. In between the 5 years he had as Qatar national coach and returning to the country with Al Sadd, a stint as Ecuador national coach. was with the Aspire Academy for a while, the famous facility in Doha. Then they came through the ranks, coached the under-19 and under-23 teams of Qatar, just in preparation for taking the main role. And led the under-19s to the AFC Championship at that age level in 2014. Was the third in the under-23 category in the 2018. Of course, he did win them the Asian Cup in the 2019, the back-to-back titles, which mean that sort of regionally in the continental stakes, Qatar are top dogs. Here come Al Nassr. Again, building from deep. Talisca there with a layoff. It's Angelo still going. He's forced a little wide here. Naji is the option. It's going to come back to Angelo, it seems. Quite the craft needed to carve open the opposition, but that's given away in turn by Meshal. Khalil Ajami, Brozovic, Anderson Talisca, Sultan Al Hanam. That's going to be a foul. Get going quickly. Al-Hanam the target, just missed a beat there. Ali Lajami to central again. Al-Kabari again. And Naji is the runner. Switch once more to Sultan Al-Hanam. Anderson Talisca. Stings the palms there of Merchel Barsham. Second to the ball was Angelo. Entitled to ask a little bit better of his defenders there, I think. The Merchel Barsham snapshot, taking on the burden himself here, Anderson Talisca. It needed saving. It was sneaking in. Corner here for Al Nassr. Taken by Abdulrahman Garib. Less said about that attempt to clear, the better, I think, from Yusuf Attal. Under no pressure whatsoever. He's going to give it up another corner here. There's the delivery. Safety met by Saiss. Gonzalez tries to twist his way out of trouble. He did well too. And Meshal gives it away. Brozovic, just that languid way about him. There's Al-Kabari. Angelo. Mane. Sharp run that. On the diagonal there from Sadio Mane. Clever play. He's just forced it a little away from goal there. The back heel with serious velocity there. It's yielded another corner. Fourth of the match for Al Nassr. Here is the corner. It's into that same area. No one went for it again. It's the same move. Easily dealt with by Saiss. Khalil Ajami. Al-Hanam. From Talisca. Almost coming off there for Angelo, but not quite. The ball forward in towards Camara. Struggling to find any kind of transition right now here, Al Sadd, but they've won it back again. That's Mohamed Ward. He, though, has given it away for Najami. And then Brozovic, his first touch wasn't good, but that was looking promising there for Al Nassr. Slung forward for Akram Afif. And does well in the circumstances there, the striker, Akram Afif. That ball was pumped long. Caught the striker just a yard or two off. Well, he's one of the most recognisable strikers anywhere in the AFC zone. He's an absolute legend, Akram Afif for Al Sadd. Third in the all-time top goal scorer stakes for the club at 131. Hassan Al Haidos, second on that list, is an option off the bench tonight, by the way. It's Al Nassr. All the threatening again. Ajami, no one committed. Tariq Salman got the ball away. Laporte for Sadio Mane. Oh, camera. Just a little unlucky there. Went to ground just trying to stop the run of Mane to begin with. A little bit unlucky that. Well, did hit his arm. I sit back with everyone behind the ball again here at Al Sadd. So we close in on half-time. Kind of a pattern that it wouldn't have been difficult to predict, really, with Al Nassr making most of the running, front foot football for the most part here in the first half, but no breakthrough. El Kibari. Angelo is his option here. Angelo still doing well. El Kibari, Talisca, Al Hanam, the runner as well. The defender's always going to leverage that contact, but right in front of the referee's assistant, gives nothing. And really well done there by Tariq Salman. Playing a risky game, trying to play their way out. It's Anderson Talisca. Well, they get away with that a little, Al Sadd. And there goes Afif. Plenty of pace about him, Akram Afif, but he runs into the defender almost there. And Nagiu got back. Now Brozovic. Lifts it up and over the top. Mane through the middle. Bersham is out. The covering header is good. And then that's nudged down by Mohamed Ward. Otavio. Afif. Got the overlap at He's got Christo in the middle as well. That's a really good challenge by Ali Najami, because he had to time that to absolute perfection, and that's solid defending. As Cristo Roman Gonzalez made that dart, trying to utilise the run and the clever build-up play started by Akram Afif. As you move into stoppages at the end of the first half here, Al Sadd have a corner, which is their first. Going to be taken by Afif. Talisca got it away. Camera completely miscues his attempt, has a second chance at it. Al Sadd still with an opportunity to build pressure here. It's just wide for Saiss, across a little bit heavy and high. But here's Afif, smuggled through there to Tariq Salman. Afif has it again, if they can carve a way through here in some kind of opening. There's Camera starting the 1-2. But it breaks for Sadio Mane, he gives it away. Keystone Cops really from both teams. There's Camera. Al Sadd finishing on a high here in the first half. Down on a sixpence there from Saiss, but then gets the cross wrong. Roman Saiss. A good little spell of pressure, the most concerted burst they've had, Al Sadd, here in Riyadh tonight. One or two sort of sporadic chances that have come out of nowhere, in particular from Brozovic's mistake, perhaps the best chance of the half. But Cristo Roman Gonzalez had his shot after that Brozovic error saved by Bento Matias, and at the other end Anderson Talisca hit the post. But that man there has pulled off the save of the match so far, the Brazilian keeper of Al Nassr. You just suspect that there's more to come here from the home team, playing a little bit within themselves, through already, remember, in this competition. And that mindset perhaps reflected in their first half performance. Al Sadd would be happy with a point, you suspect, in the Saudi capital tonight, and that's what they're on course for at present. Half-time here at the King Saud University Stadium, and it is Al Nassr 0, Al Sadd 0 in AFC Champions League Elite Western Zone. Welcome back then to Riyadh. First change of the night incoming here as the second half is about to get underway between Al Nassr and Al Sadd. Two changes, in fact, Mohamed Fatil and Ali Hassan, as Stefano Pioli shakes it up a bit. Perhaps had to. Just need a bit of a jump start from somewhere. You sense here. Al Nassr 75% possession in the first half. Goalless at the break. Oh, Al Sadd straight at the start of the second half, right from the kickoff, miss another really good chance. And it's Cristo again who had their best chance in the first half. The ball forward caused absolute panic, inexplicably, there in the Al Nassr ranks, and Cristo has dragged that wide. That's two poor misses, you have to say, from Cristo Roman Gonzalez, the Tenerife-born player. It came so early. They hadn't really set themselves again for the second half, Al Nassr, and just made the two changes as well. And the loose control from Angelo Sultan Al Ghanam and Al Naji have been replaced, the wide players at the back for Al Nassr. So, the first half ended goalless, second half almost started with a goal right from the kickoff. Al Sadd playing in their 18th straight season in the Champions League. But the last couple of years have been disappointing for them. The group stage exits in the old format. Al Nassr were quarter-finalists last season. They lost to Al Ain, the eventual winners, 1-0, then beat them 4-3 here, lost on penalties. Semi-finalists the 2 years before that, 2021 beaten by Al Hilal, 2020 eventually ousted on penalties by Persepolis. Just can't break through in this competition, and they want it so much. That's Afif, a little bit ahead there of camera. And Mane trying to look busy. Start of the second half, it's with Brozovic. Garib forced backwards. It's going to be the same pattern, and why on earth would Al Sadd change it? Sitting back, knew that Al Nassr were going to have the majority of possession tonight. Across a little bit high and heavy again for Anderson Talisca, who came closest for the home side with that attempt off the woodwork, scuffed into the ground. It had beaten Nigel Bursam, all ends up 75% of the ball in that first half. They had 8 shots, Al Nassr, to Al Sadd's 4, but just one of them on target. Might have been just caught there, Afif, by Fatil. That's one of the changes. Fatil there for Al Nassr. And Afif still hurt by the looks of things. And Fatil, another Saudi international, to try and take down Felix Sanchez's team here. Yeah, this would be a blow for them because Afif huge and important to the way Al Sadd are set up. Just seemed that he dropped the shoulder, span away there from Fatil and left his foot in, the defender, having been dummied, effectively beaten over there on the left-hand side. Yeah, they're going to try and get him okay to continue. Alouinas is one of the potential changes. They've got Hashim Ali on the bench, Giovanni as well. The ball forward just causing real consternation at the back for Al Nassr. And it's disappointing, isn't it, the finish, let's be honest, from Cristo Roman Gonzalez, new in this season for Al Sadd from Aruca in Portugal, played briefly for Real Madrid in the season 2018-19. Cristo through the youth ranks there. Two really good chances for him tonight. Brozovic. Ball just, yeah, squeezed away from Michal. Alassane there. The ball cut out. Atal managed to get back in position here. Abdulrahman Garib. Checks inside here, Garib. There are options. Here's Angelo. Gets it back to Brozovic, but it was all just a little bit too off pace there from Al Nassr. Just want a little bit of a lift in the level, but Afif could be in here. Akram Afif, it's a one-on-one situation. It's Akram Afif! It's a goal for Al Sadd. Classic counter-attack. They soaked up the pressure. They got the foot in and the quick release forward to Akram Afif. And Al Sadd lead here in Riyadh. It was a delightful finish from the player who just had that injury concern here at the start of the second half. But he's run that away and he's taken it really delightfully. Drop of the shoulder, gets away from the defender, takes it on and slots it delightfully into the corner, out of the reach of Bento Matius there. Akram Afif. He scored on the opening night in the 1-1 draw against Al Ain, followed it up with a penalty against Esteghlal. Now his third goal in AFC Champions League Elite, and it was magnificently taken by the 28-year-old Qasari star. Loves it. A captain's goal here, which has Al Sadd in the lead at Al Nassr. And you have to say, for the sort of languid nature of their play for most parts tonight, Al Nassr only have themselves to blame. There might be a little bit of a surge in the energy levels. There certainly has to be. I mean, it is, in truth, the performance of a team who are already through in a group stage. Unbeaten in this competition. I won't want to relinquish that. Atil. Akram Afif gets back. There's Brozovic. Laporte. Garib. And Naji on the outside. Here is El Naji. And back through Al Kibari, who's taken over the captain's armband after Sultan Al Ghanam was taken off at half time. Aymeric Laporte again. That's what we're talking about. The slippery control there from Angelo Gabriel. But Anderson Talisca has it. We've got Fatil, who's going to try and dig out the cross, a little bit high for Sadio Mane. The turn from Christo. Brozovic tidies it up. Laporte again. Angelo. And who's that to? Scurried it away. Well, a win, and that is pretty much Al Sadd through as well. Beyond there, the wildest dreams coming here and getting the win, surely. It's in the 8 meetings between these two in the continental competitions in Asia. Al Nassr are unbeaten in the last 4 against Al Sadd. Abdullah Al Kibari. Intervention there from Mashal, stopping the ball, reaching Sadio Mane. Angelo. Only half away. Afif tries to get back to help out. Yeah, just panicking the Saudi players sufficiently just to enable that ball to kick up, and they get the cheap handball, the cheap free kick. It's a spoiling approach, isn't it, from Al Sadd, and it's certainly effective here. There's the give and go. There's a nice fluency about their counter-attacking the play, and Al Sadd could be away again here. It's pulled a little bit behind Christo. Brozovic is back, but they've given it away. It's Camara. It was a little bit scuffed and deflected, and Bento Matias in the end not called upon to make the save. Camara took this on. It's not someone you look to for goals. Hasn't scored for Al Sadd since joining from Monaco in the summer. Even then, only the 1 goal in 2 years with Monaco. That's not where his strengths are. Mo Camara. Here's the corner from Afif. Into the side netting. But Al Sadd, certainly capable counter-attackers. Al Kibari. El Naji. And go with Mane. Good little foot in there by Atal. They're just growing in confidence here, aren't they? Perhaps feeling that Al Nassr there for the taking. And Christo made that dart through the middle. Pass up to him was a little bit too high. Brozovic. Angelo. Briefly with Chelsea before he joined on the eve of the season. Angelo, there's the offloads, there's the dribble through, and well defended there by Youssef Attal. It's back really well applied and confident defending there from the Algerian. Corner. Decent cross as well. And Talisca just trying to make full advantage there of what was looking for a brief moment like hesitation from Otavio. Still that scuffed attempt into the ground up onto the cage, the closest that Al Nassr have come here. An hour gone in Riyadh. Al Nassr 0, Al Sadd 1. Akram Afif with a breakthrough goal. Threatening to ruin Saudi club's perfect record in AFC Champions League Elite this season. Maybe a case that international players didn't have the break. Playing for Saudi, 6 in the team that were involved in the matches for their national teams in the recent break. The Saudis left in 4th place in 3rd round of AFC qualifying, a point behind Australia, with Japan marching away at the top of the group, so still a chance to qualify directly from round 3. The most unexpected defeat in Indonesia, which followed the 0-0 in Melbourne with the Aussies. That Indonesia defeat has really started to worry the Saudis, with 8, maybe even 9 places on offer for Asian teams in the revamped World Cup summer after next. Look at the holes again as Al Nassr, they push bodies forward. Al Sadd again pushing on. This is Afif, the goal scorer. Ball wide here to Christo. It's an option here with Youssef Attal, wide right. Attal has it. Quite able to fashion the give and go. Brozovic, Angelo. Running at them, the 19-year-old. Talisca. Yeah, where's the movement? Where are the options, says Anderson Talisca. Still very pedestrian as the men in black get back. Yeah, real good application defensive-wise again from Al Sadd. And Al Nassr becoming increasingly frustrated. Defensive work from Otavio. Abdulrahman Garib now with this corner, met by an Al Sadd head. Garib again. Back for Al Hassan. Salam Al Naji. Marcelo Brozovic. Vatil. Emerick Laporte. And again, just decides to go himself and Those around him entitled to ask, I think, what he was thinking there. Well, the frustrations will build, and 2 more changes now then. Otavio for Al Sadd wearing black. We've got another Otavio coming on here for Garib. So this is the Portuguese Otavio Edmilson, and the other change, Wesley wearing 18, keeps up the Brazilian contingent. Previous score in this competition off the bench actually for Sadio Mane to score in the 5-1 win over Al Ain. Aramunas, former Bordeaux player, and Andres Villar. The latest changes here for Al Sadd. All about protecting what they've got now, the visitors. Matthias on the back of his jersey, Villa. Christo, a player who missed 2 gilt-edged chances for Al Sadd tonight, is one of the players removed. Andres Matthias Villa Uribe is in his 2nd year, played AFC Champions League last year. He did the Colombian international, featured for Colombia in the recent round of South American World Cup qualifiers, but played against Bolivia at the start of October. That's Otavio, first involvement for him, the Al Nassr sub, winning the free kick. There is the free kick, better delivery that! Good header, good save, Laporte was in there. I mean, either side of Bersham, and that's 1-1. But that's better, quality of the delivery, Brozovic, and then Laporte running at it, using that residual pace of the delivery. Sends it too close to Merchel Bersham. But at least that's better from Al Nassr than Brozovic. Again, looking for Laporte. A break for Afif. You just sense there's a raise in the level and the energy and the tempo from Al Nassr here. But that's Camara. Not quite got cover back here to deal with Yusuf Attal. He steps inside, Yusuf Attal still going. Can't beat that last defender. Nothing wrong with the challenge in the end from Fatil. And look at the room now, here, as Al Nassr come forward. And shame about the end product from Wesley. The score already in this competition, but not there. But all is not lost at all here for Al Nassr. Wesley, the 19-year-old, who's joined from Corinthians. So real quality in the ranks, and keeps up the Brazilian contingent as well for Al Nassr. You know, he's got quality about him. On the back of his first Pro League goal as well for Al Nassr. That's out. A little flick inside, and then it's Otavio. He wins that pre-kick. They move it on quickly. It's Sadio Mane. Sadio Mane looking across for Talisca. It might squeeze out here. Oh, Angelo still has it. No. Wriggles away. Good challenge there by Laporte. Goodness me. So Michel in his tracks there. Wide it comes again to Wesley. In the thick of it after coming on. That's well done by Wesley. The ball pulled across, and then Mane off the post. And they ride their luck a little bit there, Al Sadd, as we move into the last 20 minutes. And then Laporte gives it away. Can't find Talisca. It's Mo Camara. So that's Talisca off the frame of the goal. And now Sadio Mane has done much the same. Hasn't scored in his last 5 matches, Sadio Mane. Not since the winner against Al Riyadh on the 8th of November. And before that, going back to the start of October, managed to score for Senegal in the interim in the Nations Cup qualifiers against Malawi back-to-back. But struggling in front of goal a little bit for his club. And again, okay, it's come off the frame of the goal, but you expect a player of Sadio Mane's quality to be burying that chance. But the pressure is on now. Bit of a breather. Well, Adam Unas, one of the other subs, has just come on here. Now another attack-minded change, the Algerian, the compatriot of Yusuf Attal, hasn't featured in the QSL, Unas. Off the bench against Al Wassel and Al Hilal previously in this competition. Here's Wesley. Anderson Talisca still going, fancies the shot maybe, had to get it into Angelo and tumbled on the edge of the area, but nothing wrong with that challenge. And again, Al Sadd right on the red lines right now, defensive wise. There'll be wave after wave of Al Nassr attacking here. 73 minutes gone. Al Sadd clinging on to the Akram Afif breakaway goal, which should be good enough to qualify them here to the last 16 of the AFC Champions League Elite. The step over there from Angelo Gabriel. Camara has done well tonight, Mohamed Camara, and still going Camara. Is tangling there with Otavio. Breaks for Angelo. Wesley tries to get it back. There's Unas. Well, there's a little bit of snap and crackle now, isn't there, in this match? It's taken a while. Al Nassr have just had to lift their level. Unas for Camara. Played up there to Afif. Might be a lonely quarter of an hour, plus a few extra minutes for Akram Afif here. For Al Sadd. So a win takes Al Sadd up to 12 points. That's just a point behind Al Nassr. And Al Hilal, to be fair. Another change in the offing here for Al Sadd. So we have Guillermo, the Brazilian. He's 33, a more defensive-minded midfielder in his 5th year in Qatar. Has played in Syria and Spain and Greece. Pressure is all Al Nassr's. Laporte, cajoling and prompting his players forward. Angelo. Laporte. Wesley with the trickery. Brozovic. Otavio. Brozovic won't thank him for that return ball. It's Wesley again. Just trying to deliver a little bit more creativity. There's room for the cross here for Angelo. It's a good ball back and a very good block there on Anderson Talisca's shot. They've ridden their luck at times tonight, but Al Sadd have put in a bit of a shift defensively, I have to say. Salam Al-Naji. Wesley again, looks sharp since coming on. Well, Al Ahly held to a draw in Jeddah by Esteghlal, and there's been another positive result for the Iranians. Persepolis have beaten Al Shorta. It's finished 1-1 between Al Wasl as well and Al Rayyan. Another series of matches over the next couple of days as well. The Central Coast Mariners, Yokohama F Mariners in the Eastern Zone. The Pohang Steelers against Vissel Kobe. There's the overlapper and another good save by Bergkamp. Angelo on the end of the move, played in by Mane. Well, the goalkeeper made himself big there. And Pioli's team miss another opportunity. Darul Tazim against Buriram United. Shanghai Port against Gwangju. Paktakur against Al Ain. It completes the fixtures in the Western Zone between the Uzbekistanis and the Emiratis. Al Ain needing snookers pretty much in the defence of their crown. Here come Al Nassr again. Chance for the cross, and it is a very good cross. There's Talisca, just a little bit too high for him, but swung in with real pace there by Fatil. Second ball, permanently Al Nassr's now. Wesley once again work his way to the byline. It's an own goal. They have pushed through the door. Continual pressure. Al Nassr in this second half after all the attacking changes, the most positive of which has been Wesley down the left-hand side. The main man, Ronaldo, likes it. Those fans like it. Al Nassr are back on terms. They just caved in eventually, Al Sadd. Wave after wave of Al Nassr pressure. Wesley with the step over, drills that near post. And it's unlucky, isn't it? Saiss there diverts that ball past Bersham from close range. And we are all square here in Riyadh. And Al Sadd still maybe with a little bit of work to do to just ink the deal of qualification. Played over the top for Akram Afif straight off the bat. There's the layoff. The shot there. It's shut down. Wow. Unis there. Taking aim. That's a very, very good intervention defensively. Really good block there. The cross. Far away from Uribe that time. And that's very, very loose, isn't it, from Wesley? As productive as at the other end down the left-hand side. There's Afif. Yeah, gets nothing for that. And to be fair, it wasn't exactly making a big play of the contact here. It's already a little bit off balance. Now a Fashel there, yeah, that would have been harsh. Okay, so we have gone to VAR. That means there's already been communication. The Japanese officiating team tonight, Yusuke Araki is the ref, and we've got Hiroyuki Kimura and Ryo Tanemoto in the VAR booth. Yeah, okay. He wasn't called over, no penalty. It would have been incredibly harsh on Nawaf. But no worries. And Al Nassr will build again in the process then of protecting their unbeaten run and the unbeaten run for Saudi clubs. They want to go on and get the win. With Wesley showing the kind of spark that we've seen from him since coming on, that might still be a possibility. Have to feel a little bit though for Saiss, who put through his own net. Already benefited from an own goal thus far in this section, in that big win they had against Al Ain. It was Fabio Cardoso scoring the own goal that night, and Wesley was on target that night. Here he is again. Wesley again taking on the full-back. Good cover that time from Saiss. Actually, 2 own goals in that match. One from Bento, which gifted Al Ain their goal here back on the 5th of November. Wesley again. Stepped on his foot there. I think there was that much animosity behind the challenge from Tariq Salman. But doesn't matter now, it's a free kick, which gives Al Sadd more defensive work to do. Real backs to the wall stuff here. Gets the ball in, the ball throwing himself at it, and nice control, and the shot there from Angelo was charged down. So Wesley does well. Just nods that in there to Otavio. Otavio gets it back from Sadio Mane. Clip it across to Laporte. He wants to stay forward here. There goes Unas. Brozovic, good cover. AFC Champions League Elite stage will resume 8 weeks from now, start of February, after this week's matches, and it'll be down to Al Sadd to get over the line against that third Saudi team, Al Ahly, at the Jassim bin Hamad. That's on match day 7, and then they'll go to Tashkent to play Paktikur on the last match night. Now Nassr pushing forward here. Good ball in towards Talisca. They finish against Al Wasl, the Emiratis. Good ball across. Then Wesley, Anderson Talisca. Mane with a back heel. It's off the line. Danger hasn't subsided. Corner. They want to take it quickly as well. The crowd are right behind this late push from Al Nassr. Back to Savio. All the way back now to Wesley. Who's he going to aim for? It's the smallest person on the pitch there, Otavio. But yeah, Al Wasl and Persepolis away. The last match night there for Al Nassr. Job done, as we know. And they want the win tonight to get the best possible seeding when we move forward into the last 16 as well. Here comes the corner. Squeezed off the head of Laporte. He's playing as just the auxiliary attacker now, as we close in on the final whistle. Real pace on that cross from Nawaf. And Wesley was there, headed across behind Talisca, but Sadio Mane has very nearly nudged that over the line. It's actually another good challenge by Saiss, just to get in the way. He would have ended up nudging that over the line with his back to goal had he managed it there. The Sadio Mane. Turn into a real ding-dong finish here in Riyadh. Thrashed long here. People try and chase this down. It's the pace of a thief again. Panicking Al Nassr all over the place. There's a chance here for Unas. Great block. Second ball out to Akram Afif. He'll get the throw here. And referee has traces something all the way back. He's got an injury, yeah, over there. Savio is in a little bit of distress. Used all their subs up. He's okay. And both teams have been well behaved tonight, haven't they? Well, he's certainly Akram Afif. Every time he's been challenged, ended up on his backside. A little bit of a handshake to his opponent. Not always the case, is it? We hit the 90-minute mark in Riyadh. So Al Sadd just on the verge of hitting the double-digit mark, 10 points in the group. And that will be enough. I mean, looking at the 8th place team, Esteghlal on 5 points. So just another 6. They can only get now to 11. One more than Al Sadd have now with 2 to play. A point most welcome in the circumstances. They're looking at this match and there's still a bit of work to do. If they can see it out, they're as good as through. We've got 6 minutes now belted on. Well, things weren't working, so you credit the coach, Pioli, for making the changes. I mean, in particular, Wesley, just mixing it up on this left-hand side, causing Al Sadd all sorts of consternation. Driving that ball in as well, which yielded the own goal, the rather unfortunate own goal from Roman Saiss. Mane, Talisca, come again, Angelo, right, camera there, calming presence, Adamunas, and that's Al Sadd, Savio. Well, clearly a big improvement on last season's group here under Felix Sanchez for Al Sadd. Over from the Bruno Pinheiro, and they've been extremely well drilled tonight. Looking like 3rd 1-1 in their 3rd away match in this competition. Draw specialists, and at the back of just the mention of how well behaved both teams are, a little bit of needle between Brozovic and Camara. And here is Mohamed Camara. And tangles with his opponents, and right at the end here things start to get a little bit slippery and loose for Camara. Yeah, he's yellow carded. First booking of the night, and then it all threatens to bubble over. I don't think he'll take much of a shine off things, though. I mean, he's been excellent. Gritty midfielder. He's kept a lid on challenges like that all night until the tiredness gets into those legs, and perhaps a little bit of frustration. But they needn't be frustrated here, Al Sadd. Another push for a potential winning goal here for Al Nassr. Wesley. Mane. Able to find Nawaf. Back for Laporte. Wesley again. Ball in from Otavio. Well cleared, Saiss there, getting the ball away from Talisca. And then Unis again will give chase here, full of running, the Algerian. The room once again for Wesley. The touch is good. Where's the support? Wesley hits it too tight, really. at Angelo, and here's Afif. There's 90 seconds to go with the extra 6 minutes. Look at this, an overload far side now as Al Sadd go for a sensational winning goal. They'll have a corner. Goodness me, just right at the last. He couldn't quite work out what to do there, Ottavio. You just wondered if he missed a beat and sort of weighing up whether to go on and have the shot. Absolutely spent at the end here, Ottavio. I mean, that comes earlier in the match, and I think he takes that on and tries the shot himself there. Corner though, in the dying embers of this match. Afif threads it across, back from Salman. Forced it a little bit further back than they would have wanted there. Afif still going, it's Afif, it's a penalty! Wow! Look at this! Just seconds from the end of the 6 minutes of stoppage time, and Akram Afif, still full of pace and positivity and running, wins a penalty to nick the win now, right at the end. It's a booking for Fatil, the substitute. Well, a committed men forward, Al Nassr, weren't punished with the overload that Ottavio had. Goes in with that left foot. This is the angle that will show us. Well, any kind of contact there away from the ball, and the attacker is going to leverage it. Just depends whether our VAR team want to call Isuki Araki over for him to have another look at it. But in the here and now, it is a penalty to Al Sadd in over extra time. 6 minutes added on. We're now at 97 minutes. And a chance to steal a famous win in Riyadh for Al Sadd. It's looking like Adam Unas, isn't it, who's picked the ball up here. Fifth, the normal penalty taker. I'm not surprised that we're going to VAR here, because that's what it's for. And any extra delay is not good for the attacker at the end of the day. He's got to keep his head here. It's Adam Unas, the former Napoli Bordeaux player. Hasn't scored for Al Sadd. A chance to win it here in Riyadh. Stoppage time penalty in the AFC Champions League Elite. He buries it, and that makes Al Sadd very, very happy. What a finish to this game. It's been all Al Nassr in the second half. Adam Unas, 9 minutes in the end after the 90. Absolutely drills this penalty. He went for power. He's buried it beyond Bento. Brilliant finish. Famous, famous road win for Al Sadd. Crazy finish, really. Just the slightest of challenges, Fatil there on Akram Afif, who's been excellent and so full of pace. And they have been credited there with their attacking finish. A point was not sufficient, according to Felix Sanchez, and Al Sadd and Al Nassr lose the first Saudi team to lose in this year's AFC Champions League Elite. A burgled win thanks to that late penalty, buried by Adam Unas. And Al Nassr and their Croatian leave crestfallen. A spectacular finish after Akram Afif there had scored a brilliant counter-attacking goal to give the visitors the lead. Then an own goal from Saiss pulled it back to 1-1. All sorts of pressure from Al Nassr was repelled, and then Afif was brought down, magnanimously gave the penalty to Adam Unas, who buried it. And Qatar get one over Saudi here in Riyadh tonight. That is qualification right there for Al Sadd. A superb win in the most dramatic of circumstances here in the Saudi capital tonight. Final score, Al Nassr 1, Al Sadd 2. Brilliant.